So, my take on what a female OG is. I mean, way after the times just pass on and pass on after I leave this earth. I'm wondering, all these bitches that talking about they want to be OGs and shit. First of all, you would just the little bit of knowledge that I know, you know, I guess life feels better when you have a family, depending on what you're experiencing. And it doesn't matter. I've seen not too many people in my life. And, like they say, only way to find out is to find out. So you really never know who's on your side until you realize that nobody really is on your side. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to live a certain way, and it seemed to me like a lot of these heterosexual people are really going through some shit. You know, I told my little sisters not to be with nobody because of the concept of being an inbred and just the fact that you're surrounded by dysfunction, and pretty much people are going to try to control you. I'm not sure why manhood is getting all this submission, but from my understanding, you know, it's really crazy that all the dysfunction that I've survived, that everybody really you know normalizes things that really aren't healthy for you. That's why they call it a ghetto mindset, or just or perhaps a naive mindset. It really makes no sense for half the women that I grew up around to like men. So I guess I'll just be the one that just doesn't and survive crime, and that's something that I have to accept. You know, like they say, it's about the fight of the dog. I don't have to sit here. I have to sit here and face the facts that it's something terribly wrong with the mindsets of all the people in my life, and I have to just be receptive of that idea. And I've seen people like Lil Boosie and stuff. I'm like, wow, you got all these kids and stuff, and you still, are pretty much stressed out. Stress affects us in different ways. It just depends on what you believe in. No matter how good of a bad you think a person is, if they're consistent with what they believe in, then there's nothing really to debate about. That's who they're going to be. If they're consistently like that, that's who they're going to be. I was born into a situation of dysfunction where I had no control over the adults in my life, and I still don't. I pretty much, you know, realized that there are real situations that go on, and I just don't understand why we are living how we are living. You know what I'm saying? I mean, half the people in my life, it just don't make no damn sense. It really doesn't. We are going to leave here the hard way, and there is no functional person for me to turn to. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why they teach us morality. They teach us to believe in the supernatural power of God, something I can't see. I grew up, and half the women that I grew up around grew up dealing with sexual abuse. So I'm not sure, you know, how that affects their relations to like in relation to men. But I hope that if there is a rift in their relationship, or you know where they got some negative you know shit going on, I will hope that they can have another outlet. If not, they just being strong, I guess. I mean, we living in a world to where you got people that are just really, you know, maniacs and really just, love ain't even the solution to the problem. There are rapists walking around here, and if you don't understand what the idea or what the crime of rape is, it's pretty much when a man has sex with you against your own will. You know, that could be a hard idea and thought to deal with, especially when it's your own flesh and blood, and then you're learning things. It just never seem to be a win situation. You just gotta kind of like deal with it. A lot of women that I see are pessimists, and it is because of that reality. So I'm not sure if just being a strong woman or a strong man means anything, but I hope that God just sends everybody positive vibes, because that can be some very disheartening shit to deal with. Excuse me. But it really doesn't make sense that some of these men and women are really fucked up in the mind like that. I mean, how much can one person take? It really don't make no sense. You see all these little ghetto movies about how people are living a simple life. I'm in not the trap. I might go kill somebody for respect or not. It makes absolutely no sense. These women, they have a secure heterosexual identity. They think that it's just normal. It makes no sense. These men out here sharing bitches and shit. It's just a way to survive. So, with all that being said, man, the concept of being an inbred, everybody just fucking looks retarded. But looks can be deceiving when you get to know people. Sometimes they have more to offer besides what you see, of course. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure, why niggas be on that rape shit, but that shit is not cute. People really just put it in the box like, well, until you learn, you gotta lose. Sometimes you gotta lose to win. Until you learn how to defend yourself more, you just gotta keep losing. So, I don't know. Most people in my life are insensible. They say they want respect. It just don't make no sense. I don't understand like being in a relationship, in a ghetto relationship. Some people, I just really feel like they really are stuck in situations and they just go along with it. It makes no sense being from the ghetto and growing up and being around perverted men, and then having to grow up and stay around these men and not really have an outlet from around them. So you see these Tyler Perry movies and stuff. Why would you love somebody who don't deserve it? I mean, most I can do is just vent. I mean, ain't shit else I can do. So I don't know. It just really uh, crazy how all these people are sitting here saying that they ride or die. I don't understand the union between man and woman. I mean, I watch movies like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. There's no functionality in my life, so I may not ever understand anything. So, with all that being said, it really is people that say they be living homeless and shit, and they do this and that and the third. It really don't make no sense to me. We Bonnie and Clyde and shit. That's really the dynamic that I'm looking at and sitting here watching all these people doing all this extra shit trying to get respect. I feel like if you have a significant other, y'all just need to stay to yourself and keep it moving. I guess that's why if you achieve a certain level of financial success, or you got a certain, you got a lot of brains to yourself, you probably um will realize that you may can avoid certain situations if you do certain shit. You know, what I had to face growing up was the reality of pimp culture and stuff. There are really women that really felt like they should be in love with a man, and it just don't make no sense. I don't understand this ghetto culture that we got. I mean, I see it every day, but I don't want to be a part of it. So I guess when I leave this earth, that's when I won't experience it anymore. It really just, you know, I be wondering, like, as a woman, why do I not understand this shit? Cause it don't make no sense. That's how niggas grow up. Well, my nigga grew up like this, and my girl grew up like this. That's all they know. So with all that being said, we got all these different buildings and companies and shit like that. So I don't know. A lot of people really just want to crush people's paradigms and shit. It don't make no sense that these niggas out here grabbing bitches up and raping them and shit. That's what I was worried about growing up. That's why I'll be telling people with that song Fella I Know is a representation of the everyday guy that grew up in the ghetto. I'm like, the fact that he got his men out here being submitted to, I gotta worry about these niggas and they muscle mentality, and the fact that they got people supporting them and wondering why I can't, why all these, why some of these women chose to submit to dysfunction. I grew up with a girl and we both pretty much survived, being sexually, violated by older, people, being at the YMCA and shit like that. And, pretty much, I don't understand how motherfuckers can get kudos for just, you know, going through some shit like that. It just don't make no sense to me. Like, and then when I really look at some of these people that I'm growing up around, I realize we really ain't nobody important. I'm like, man, we don't really look like nothing. We just regular kids from the ghetto. That's all we is. That's all I've ever analyzed. I mean, we've got women out here that are receptive, that have had to just accept rape, accept the fact that somebody gonna hurt your feelings and all this bullshit. I didn't expect for my feelings to get hurt. I didn't expect for motherfuckers to want to force themselves on me neither. It just really don't make no sense. That is, I don't understand just from a female perspective why men are so sensitive. I mean, some men do go through the same thing I go through, but I mean, I would like to go. Well, I don't know anybody that's on here go live with me. If you are a man and you ever been penetrated by a penis, you don't have a closed mind like it's some man that think it's normal for a woman to take dick. That shit is not normal. It don't feel normal and it ain't right. I know my mama got kids, so I'm an outcast no matter who out of. I feel like a big outcast. Everybody in my life, or every female in my life is pretty much pregnant except for my little sisters and got babies and shit. That shit is not normal. That shit is not normal. Period. Cause I'm like, I go through so much emotionally now without all that shit. I can only imagine what people that do have that shit going through. So I don't really get mad at the little crime that I'm surviving now, but I'm like, it's real out here. Like people really be living in the gutter and really have to be accepting the fact that they will survive things against their own emotions. So my body has been handling it quite well. You know what I'm saying? I even seen a dude that looked like the rapist, but I don't know. You know, either way it go, that's not something you trying to think about. But at the end of the day, most of these men out here they built like that, and I just wonder, just from history, it just made me want to study it more. How have women and men dealt with that shit? I mean, I have a mom. I wonder, how did she feel? You got four girls to look after. The only thing we can do is call you. Why aren't we all living together? You know what I'm saying? I be wondering about shit like that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Me and my little sisters here might be here by rape. Who knows? It's how this shit work. This shit real out here. So, with all that being said, the simple life, I regret my life as a woman because I'm like, as a man, a woman gives me so hope. As a woman give me so much hope. You know what I'm saying? It just really don't make sense to me that, some people are built a certain way. Everybody come from different humble beginnings. And at the end of the day, you know, like I said, most women I grew up around are tomboys, and they are, receptive of the idea that perhaps, I got my respect. This da 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 da. Respect is not what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm looking for. I just be living. So with all that being said, I'm really just an empath. Some of these people just look possessed. You know what I'm saying? By the love or by what they think is love. I've never seen love be or feel real. It's charity. You give, it's give and take, or give and give, and nothing in return. So I don't know. I think when it comes to heterosexuality, the point intended is to have sex with a man, have a bunch of babies in hopes that they will respect you and protect you. That's how they look at it. So with all that being said, ain't nobody finna run game on me. I just survive crime. I don't take it much offense to it when it's a girl, but I do take more offense to it when it's males involved because that's just how I'm built. You know, people really just, really wanted me to submit to a man, and that's why I'm dealing with rapists and rapist minded men and, you know, fucked up in the mind women. They really think that they got that shit together. But I'm like, long as you Bunny and Clyde, you Bunny and Clyde. But I don't wanna die, because of no man. You know what I'm saying? That's just defeating the whole damn purpose. And that's why I don't like the fact that, I was born a woman because being a woman, I could see female prejudice on men. I can tell that, by nature that they're supposed to be viewing us as a detox. I can tell by the way that women and men interact with each other. I study heterosexuality. There are people that's like, man, if it weren't for me, my nigga or my bitch wouldn't even be, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't even be the person they is today. It's hard for me to understand heterosexuality because I ain't never that ain't something that I practice. That ain't something that I live every day. So it's really hard for me to understand the connection between man and woman. Because at the end of the day, it's all stupid. I grew up in Atlanta, and I think the most safe place I felt out there in Georgia was probably Powder Springs. It's got this real suburban vibe to it. It feels way different, and I'm like, even surviving threats and crime out there, it just didn't feel the same. I'm like, man, I'm in the suburbs. I don't even give a fuck. That's how real shit be. That's why I hear when people say they go to war and shit. I'm like, man, you just don't let. It's a mind thing. Don't let nobody control your mind. Not even a rapist. You see what I'm saying? Because that's all it be. Have these people out here, you know. I'm trying to understand, like I said, the dynamic. Well, united, the dynamic between with women and men. I'm like, you really have to. I'm like, you really have a person that you feel safe around. So, why just me, my mom, and my little sisters, you know, the fact of the matter is, I really don't think that we're here by chance, and I really don't think we're here for by choice neither. So, you do the math. So, with all that being said, I just be chilling and realizing that, you know, that's what these niggas and bitches is on. They on some rape shit. They mind stuck on it. Like, I guess once these bitches have babies and shit, oh shit, it's over with. So I'm trying to figure out um if me and my mom and my little sister getting raped. When she had us, that's what's expected. That's what she expected. We're girls. This is the reality of our world. And I don't understand why these niggas is doing this shit because they be getting raped too. It just really don't make no damn sense. It's people that really wanna, control neighborhoods and shit. You can't do that. Not for long anyway. So with all that being said, have these women and men claim to be from the ghetto, grow up in the gutter, and I expected to die every day in my projects. But if you got a significant other, that shouldn't matter. When I die, it's gonna be by myself. I got little sisters and stuff, but we ain't cool like that. We ain't got nobody. We got parents. We lost our minds over ourselves. So it really don't matter. When I hear people trying to discuss how many bodies they got, it really don't matter. What matters is to the person that it matters to most. So with all that being said, man, I can read, and the more I learn, the more I'm not receptive of a lot of shit. But as long as I'm alive, that's all that matters. So with all that being said, growing up, getting told to stay in the house, lock the door, it really don't make no sense. But at least, I'm surviving. Your whole body gotta leave before shit just actually just, you just disappear off this motherfucker, man. But shit, I keep a smile on my face because at the end of the day, mm, it's something beyond me that's keeping me here. It's from stressing too much. So with all that being said, for it to be reckless behavior, mindless behavior, like the goddamn boy group going on in the ghetto, people want to control you through force. Don't get mad when you get that shit lashed back at you. There is nobody on this earth that is controlling shit I do. There is nobody on this earth that really matters but yourself. So it really just, you know what I'm saying, for is to be women out here that's in here. All the women in my life are pretending to like me, and I don't care how they look at it. It's too dysfunctional. That's why they say you have a trained mind. I don't have a trained mind. That's why I don't normalize half the shit in my life. So it really just don't make no sense, and there's nothing I can make. I can't make sense out of shit going on in my life. So for all y'all niggas that's on that rape shit, but you got morals, you need to go ahead and talk to God about that, and you need to go ahead and find you a girl that wants you. It's so many women in this world, and they built different. The United States ain't shit. Go to somewhere else. I'm telling you, it's so many. It's so many beautiful women in this world that'll give you what you want. Believe that. I would like to have a beautiful woman have a baby for me, but every woman ain't beautiful to me. You know what I'm saying? I know what the fuck going on. I was born a female. So you just kind of gotta be an optimist. So with all that being said, it really don't make no sense. You know, some people when you go some certain places, they really don't know no better. You know, if you be in Greece on an island on top of a bunch of rocks, or you can be all the way in Switzerland somewhere around a bunch of random white people or something, blue people, who knows? And shit can just be so different. People just think different. People don't have minds. People don't have structure, and you can find yourself in some shit you can't get out of. So with all that being said, you know, shit be hitting home. You be thinking certain people won't leave you and they go. And I be like, now, if so and so gone, man, look at all these women giving babies to different random men and shit. I'm like, damn. So I guess that's just how it works. It's some very strong women. And I guess you won't know how strong you is until you actually experience your own strength. You know what I'm saying? You just live. These women that got, 3 or 4 different baby daddies. One of them different from the other. This, that, and the third. And it ain't shit you can do about it. You know, it's some women living their life just like a player. You be like, dang, she at least, you know what I'm saying? You can't even get mad at some of these men are being protected by womanhood. Like she fucking him, and he ain't nothing like him. So his life won't get taken because shit. That's just how the motherfucker is. Motherfucker know. Bitches be out here being goddamn what that shit called? Macho and shit. But I don't know. To all my men out there, don't expect shit from me. Cause I ain't even that type. I ain't even that type of female. I ain't strong. None of this shit. I don't want to give you no babies. I don't want to sympathize. No. Let's find me somebody to give me a baby. I don't know how y'all do that polygamy shit. I don't get it. But they do that shit though. Some people they got that shit get it more than others. You know, when I was young, that's what you gotta deal with. Differences. I felt like motherfuckers was walking around with guns, wanted to control people. They was able to do that. Hit a lick, my whole neighborhood, everybody get money, you gonna listen up, I muscle, you can't fight me, blah 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 blah. So it really just don't it's really just pointless. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Everybody's being taught different. I want to talk to love a man or a woman. I really don't understand why my mama had me in the first place because I don't see unlike love is making you a pessimist. It's gonna take more than that. So I guess, since sex has turned into a controlling thing and they using it that people really feel vulnerable after a nigga sticking their penis in them, what I have to understand is that that's what they're trying to do. show me that they're weak, that I'm weaker than them. So I guess when you just have those weak experiences, you let them build you. People fight for who they love. Half the people that get love don't really experience it. How would you know? My mom loved me, you know, but it's a lot of bullshit that come with love. I remember I talked to Lil Boosie the last time I like I had talked to Lil Boosie and he was like his mom shot him for being disrespectful. It's just certain things you do. Some niggas really be out here wilding out. When your own mama shoot you, that's how you know you really doing. That's how you know you solid. That's what people want to attack. Your emotional stability. It didn't make sense for me to sit there and get disrespected by a bunch of people that I was gonna get disrespected by for the rest of my disrespected by for the rest of my life. All right, y'all having kids and shit at an early age. When a girl spit on me about a man, that's when I knew I want shit. When a girl spit on me and kissed on me with another, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how y'all niggas do it. I mean, I love women too. Don't get this shit twisted. But, some people get more respect than others. I have sympathy to give to these niggas that's out here sharing bitches. Because they really out here tongue tying your dick and then the next nigga dick. And you gotta figure out if she respect you or not. That depends on that determines how much you need to whoop their ass or not. So with all that being said, I can't let this shit break me down. This whole rape shit and people trying to control me, getting mad at me for not, living a normal life or whatever normal is. You don't hang out with people that don't like you. I don't know, it just don't make no sense. So with all that being said, I don't understand why, everybody just gotta get their own. I really stuck in a situation to where men were pulling out guns on my mom and shit and really trying to say that, in reality, it ain't no difference between me and them. If you ain't around me, you gonna have to fend for yourself. If you can't do that, then nobody else will. So with all that being said, while y'all Bunny and Clyde and shit out here, make sure you got your priorities straight. Cause it come to the point where once I realized niggas was getting mad at me for not having babies and shit and joining the straight club, I'm like, do you really think I want to do that? Nigga, easily said than done. Nigga once told me, man, if I was a man, I would have just submitted after a nigga stuck his dick in me. Hell no. It don't work like that. It's easier said than done. People make this shit look easy. So While they making this shit look easy, it don't even be easy. All these people really want their significant other to have significance. Everybody's not significant to everybody. I'm just living my life. It really just don't make no sense. But yeah, that's what they want to do. Break your pride. You can't just be out here doing shit. I don't get it. I don't understand why women in my life like me. It makes no sense to me. That's what these straight people trying to do. They want to break my pride by saying, well, you can never defeat manhood, so let's keep attacking her with it. You a dyke out here. Since you ain't with no man, you obviously are a dyke. I be trying to figure out what makes me such a target, though. Because people that's gang banging and shit, they fight for respect. I ain't did nothing but analyze my own life and realize that I'm a target for absolutely no reason. It's really people out here having babies left and right. And I'm like, I really don't understand. You don't know what's really going on till you start studying. And, like they say, being an intellect can definitely, it does have its pros, it does have its benefits. Because when you know something, you can avoid certain situations or not. So, with all that being said, I guess when people say they want to have pride, it really don't make no sense. Because what they're looking for, you can't give them. All these women in my life are looking for a man. So I just have to get in where I fit in. Love is something that fulfills us when nothing else can. So, with all that being said, if there is if I'm ever around anybody besides my family and I feel like I'm getting love, it ain't nothing but a detox. I mean, it's a quick flow of positive energy. Love from a male is not possible for me. That's just a whole mental block. That's just what happens when you feel violated. Why would they have all these women out here going around telling people that they from the streets and they taming people out here? It's a very sick mindset. People really want to control people. For what? It makes no sense to me. So, with all that being said, all the men knew they was lucky. You just fight for what you believe in. I get all this submission. Bitches want my dick. Da 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 da. I didn't even know Atlanta was a bad place until I started really surviving crime to myself. Or just surviving crime, period. I grew up in some kind of way. I became an inbred. I remember police officers pulling out guns. We lived in, you know, what they would call impoverished neighborhoods, but they were really pretty decent, places to live. People, whoever came together and built Mount Calvary and these different places. I stayed in the heart of Atlanta growing up, by Turner Field And just to even be alive today, I'm very, very grateful. I'm not understanding of why this whole pimp culture thing exists, but it is way too many women out here to be trying to chase around some woman that don't want you. Cause ain't nothing like the love of a woman if she actually wants you. But with stigmas on manhood like the thrill of the chase and being taught to not take women seriously or being, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, it's so much shit that you can find yourself into. You know, when I see a woman that really feels safe around a man, that's when I value manhood. I don't care how off the wall a female is, I will always feel safe around other women until they show me the amount of loyalty that they may have for a male. But you know, in essence, I always feel safe around just women until I see what kind of mind they have. Because some women, like I said, when they make connections with men, they become each other, and you just gotta really talk the shit out. Some people don't talk shit out, and it's just straight bucking. So I got a little schizophrenia because of, you know, just, you know, being a sensitive person. That's what happens when you get violated. It's a effect on the mind. So with all that being said, if anybody's born into this world, at least down here in the south of North America, be prepared to deal with things, you know, that could possibly, you know, shatter your heart into pieces. You may or may not survive. I believe you will survive, but and you may feel a certain type of way emotionally, but that's what people are trying to do. You know, you try to stay strong until you're growing up in a neighborhood with people telling you they killing whole families and shit, and you really trying to figure out, well, why are you even still alive? That's what it came down to with me. When I'm hearing people in my school telling me that they killing people, I'm trying to figure out, well, for what? Why? Now I got to worry about my life being taken. But I had a code of ethics. I had morality. Sometimes you just don't know which way to go. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say everybody ain't taught this, that, and the third. So I don't know. You know, shout out to myself, because at the end of the day, that's the only person that gives a damn about me. Myself. All these men out here taking pussy and all these girls sitting here want to be pimps. You might as well be a goddamn nigga yourself. You heard what 2 Chainz said? Girl, you eat more pussy than me. Girl, you should have been a nigga. That's how niggas done red game. Some of these niggas know they lucky to be men. And they know if it weren't for some of these goddamn, if it weren't for some of these bitches, some of these niggas would be gone. But it don't work like that. So let me vent. I got niggas pulling up on me, sticking their dicks in me. Y'all just keep up with these niggas. Some nigga named Hit 'em Up Rondo. All these random niggas I don't even know. I seen my damn cousin get raped. And he a boy. So you do the math. This shit real out here. They trying to break whole families and shit down. Who is they, you ask? Who knows? Those with those people with those types of paradigms. So, with all that being said, it's a lot of retarded people in my life, a lot of autistic people, and they don't have there's no in-depth discussions, and I need to just know where I need to go to find school, to find basically people that know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Be around some people that really value intellectualism. Well, like I say, I watch these documentaries of people living in, third world countries, and their life is just what it is. They just really just live a simple life. I've been on my bike around the corner, seeing people live in little trailers. I'm like, long as they happy, that's all that matters. Some people label you hermits and stuff, like living in small little ghettos and shit. It makes no sense. I know what reality is for me. I'm like, they raising kids to be dominatrix so men can be controlled or women can be controlled through sex. Once people get introduced to sexuality, it's fucked up. That is that way, but it shouldn't be like that. If you gotta control a man through sex, then I suggest you stay away from those type of people. You know, I never understood the whole concept. I've been locked up before, and I'm like, you can really, you know, some people really grow up a certain way. I don't think it's normal. So, with all that being said, there's people that really just, you know, grow up and perhaps they normalize the behavior in a sense. Like, it's okay to be locked up. It's okay to live like this. It's okay to drink sink water. You won't die. Who knows? I heard people say I've had heart attacks down the road and shit like that. You can only give somebody what you can give them. You let people walk all over you, that's what they gonna do. You win some, you lose some. That's what they say. But you live to fight another day. I don't know, man. It really just don't make no sense. These people that's claiming to be gangster and shit, it really don't make sense to me. I'm like, it just don't make no sense to me. So I just won't make sense of it, and I won't respect these people. I wish I had one of them moms that I could talk to. I mean, I'll probably call her when I get off, but it just seems that if we all surviving crime, it really just don't make no sense to me because everybody know what time it is. I know girls right now that want to be pimps. You're jealous of men. That's what I see. I don't understand why would you think you on some pimp shit when you obviously it just don't make no sense. You jealous of men. That's why I say half the women I grew up with do not have a stable mind because this is the type of shit that they own. You want to be a man. You do not like feeling tamed by being tamed by a man. I don't give a fuck how many push-ups you do, whatever. That's who approval you gonna need. It's just stupid. And I be feeling sorry for these bitches because I'm like, shit, I'm not dying like no G. I ain't dying like no B. I ain't dying like shit. I'm gonna leave here by myself. be feeling sorry for these bitches. They jealous of men and they sitting there pretending to like them. That's why that's what they pride be. That's what they pride be hurt while they pretending to like men. And they sit there and tell themselves that they not. This shit is a proven fact. If you are born into dysfunction and it ain't really, a pure, joyful feeling that you feeling, and a man rapes you or has sex with you, your pride will be broken. This is a proven fact. I live this shit. That ain't how it's supposed to be. So I will never be able to make a connection with a man like they need. You got women out here talking about they pop pills and games out here like your body can handle it and this, that, and the third. Ain't nobody, if I can handle this shit, I ain't supposed to be making no damn videos. So you do the math. I get mad every time I work out. I'm gonna keep saying that shit. I know I'm gonna start having to move my body because of stress, but I get mad every time I work out because of that butt shit. That's what women who are sitting here getting masculine credibility, credentials. To prove what? That men are better than us? That we got men running us? Is that what y'all want to prove? I don't try to take shit too personally, but that's how I be feeling like that nigga, he ain't trying to goddamn see me be stronger. He trying to I need to be trying to see myself get stronger. He want to see me do this for this person. I don't give loyalty to males. This is where my pride factor comes in with that. I don't give loyalty to men. I give loyalty to a woman all day, every day. I will let a woman tear my ass into pieces, but never will I let a man do it. You know what I'm saying? I know, being a rape survivor, I will never let a man do it. A woman can't rape me, but a man can. It's a big difference. That's why I'm a lesbian. It didn't have to take me a rocket science to figure that shit out. So shout out to all my young ladies out there. Shit, my little sisters, they need to be on that dyke shit too. And, they need submission. So if anybody see them, submit to them. If not, shit, fuck it. These women out here are strong as hell. They having babies after babies after baby. I know a woman said I got 9 kids with one man, shit like that. That's the type of shit I can view that as some real solid shit, regardless of what type of situation you in. But some people ain't really living like that. But yeah, I live silently by myself. It's gonna be some shit that go down, man. Like these bitches that's out here having babies for these niggas, they expect them to be a certain way. They really, really want to have respect. I can't respect niggas because they'll never know what it feels like to be a lesbian. When I was born into this earth, that's what happened. They are really, I know the way that women are raising their little boys, that's one, thing I got to say, that they really feel like, okay, my little boy gonna grow up and protect me. There ain't no boys in my family protecting me. Period. So with all that being said, I'm not really sure how to feel about growing up with, ancestral relationships, getting told that it's normal, getting told that it's not normal. Who knows how that happened? I obviously was born into a very indecent situation. a very ghetto situation where it wasn't supposed to be normal. They use all kind of shit against you, all kind of intellectual avenues. That's why they are constant intellect. Once somebody realizes that you've been penetrated by a penis, they will call you a narcissist for the natural orgasm that it creates. And then on top of that, that's what I got to deal with as a rape victim. Somebody that grew up dealing with dysfunction, people really taking that shit for a joke. I've seen people be like, well, shit, that means you need to do da 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 da. Everybody has different opinions. There's so much I got to learn and read, so many ways I got to live. So with all that being said, uh, every woman doesn't feel ashamed of herself. That's the difference between me and some of these women that's with men. Shame is what I feel after a man. If I ain't with a man by now, I'm definitely a lesbian. No doubt about it. But yeah, man, that schizophrenia shit is real. I'm not sure. I gotta read more about it. The medications and what's actually inside these antipsychotics and all that. But I don't think it's gonna take more than that. It's gonna take reading books and focusing my mind.